Hello, welcome to an extra episode. If you haven't seen our channel before, we are Aussie Encounters. We are currently in Mount Gambier, but you won't see any footage of what we've been doing out and about because we are stuck here for a little while. Well,
not yet, at least, anyway.
Yeah, our car's alternator has broken, and so we're waiting for repairs to be done. So in the meantime, we asked our viewers what they would like to see, considering we can't show the area. And so we've had 3 requests. We've had a request to answer a couple of questions, which we're happy to do. Also to continue with Chris's Cooking with Chris, that has been quite popular. And we've had a couple of requests to show what crochet I've been doing since I've started doing that. So that's what this episode's all about.
Just to catch up on the Y62, quick rehash, moved from rope up to here. On the way here we started getting a bit of a noise under the bonnet. Long story short, the alternator has failed. It sounds like the bearings has completely failed in the alternator now, and we're now waiting here in Mount Gambier. We got the part, but to get into the mechanics, which is the local Nissan dealership, which were really good, it's not until the 19th. I could do it myself, but it's been really wet here. I can't get the car up. Well, I can get underneath it, okay. It's just a pain trying to work on the car. If I had to, I had to, but I don't know what else has gone wrong, because we did drive it from basically it was Port MacDonald. No, yeah, Port MacDonald. Beachport, sorry, yeah, Beachport.
Beachport to here. Make it to Port MacDonald.
Yeah, no, we're going to turn right instead of turn left.
Yeah.
But the bearings failed now. I don't know if there's any other damage there. It might need a new belt and all that. So I'd rather get them to look at it, and if they'll tell me if there's any other bits and pieces that'll need done. So that's where we're at with the car.
Yep. I've had 3 questions that people have asked. First one was from Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie has asked, what are our plans for the rest of 2023? Well, we know for sure that we're staying in the southern states.
We're staying cold.
Staying cold this year, which has actually surprisingly been a nice change. Yeah.
We've had pretty well much 14 months of being in the hot weather. Yeah,
that's right. And it's actually been nice to feel a little bit chilly again and snuggle up under dinner, and so yeah, no, it's been quite nice. Can get a little bit difficult when it's been raining a fair bit and you get stuck in here, but then Chris has more chance to do his cooking. So
basically, we're going to stay, as Tracy said, in the south of Australia till the end of the year, because we are going back to Streaky at Christmas time to have a get together with some family. So from here we're probably going to head up towards Mildura way, Broken Hill, sort of arc across the bottom of New South Wales, maybe to the east coast of Victoria. We missed a little bit between around Lake Citrus, Maroondah and things like that, and back towards Melbourne. And so yeah, that's basically what we're planning. That could all change. It just could all go out the window and head north. We don't know. But as long as we're back here in South Australia at the end of the year, at Streaky Bay.
Okay, so the next question is from Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Now Jenny has asked when or if we get a new caravan. So that's definitely an if. Would we consider getting an annex for times like now when we're stuck in a place for a while, or not stuck, but choose to stay in a place for some extra time, or there's bad weather and to have a little bit of extra space? Answer to that is definitely, absolutely.
It gives you, it allows you to expand.
Yeah, it gives you like an extra room, really. Certainly, but I mean, the reason why we don't have one now is just simply we haven't had the money to get one because they're between $2,000 and $3,000 from what I've seen.
We didn't think that we'd need it or want one at the
Yeah,
start,
that's right.
but we have seen quite a few on the road now, and we've had a look at some of the YouTube reviews on one that's made here in South Australia in Adelaide, which you can, it's all modular. You can just set it up like the privacy wall with two big zip outs, or fully enclose the side of your van with the draft strip and all that, which makes it a windproof, waterproof, and it's an extra room. You can set up your tables and chairs and not worry about getting wet and things like that. So,
and it's one that doesn't take, from what we've seen, too long to set up as well and take down.
Relatively light.
Yeah.
They all add weight, but it's relatively light.
So it's not a full, like, canvasy kind of one. It's sort of like the
similar to the
screens that we've got now, but
it's waterproof.
It's but you can still see out, but people can't see in. So definitely that's a consideration. We would definitely do.
It's not something that you would set up if you're staying less than, I'd say,
less than a week. You
4 or 5, even 4 days. It might be. If you wanted to set it up fully, depending on if you were going to know that there was some pretty severe weather coming in, you might set it up so you could get out of the van and stretch a little bit. But it would definitely be something that you would at least 5 to 7 day stays, I would say, before we would pull it out and set it up fully.
Yep. All right. So going on to the next question, or the last question, is from Christine. Thank you, Christine. Christine has asked, now that you've been on the road for over a year now, is there anything that you would change or do different?
There's always changes you make. You haven't got a crystal ball, and if you've never done this before, which we hadn't, or even spend extended time in a van, there's always things you will change. Yes, we would like to go, because we live in it full time, yes, we would like to change the van up to at least a 21 to a 22 footer van. That's obviously, if this sells, it is still for sale, it's still on Caravan sales and all that, so if this sells and we find a suitable replacement, yes, that's what we would change. Lithium, 100% go to lithium. It just helps reduce the weight. What else?
I don't know. Other than that, really, it's not too much else I would change.
We have culled 3 times items within the Caravan that we've started off with.
Yes.
At the end of 12 months, we went through the van with a fine-tooth comb and said, have we used this in the 12 months? No, out it went. Or we gave it away. And that's, you'll find you'll do that. It's a good thing to do, actually. Some people say put a sticker on everything that you put in your van, and when you use it, take the sticker off. And at the end of 12 months, go through the van, whatever's still got the sticker on, you haven't used it in 12 months, you don't need to carry it.
That's it, yeah.
Saying that, the first thing I threw out, I went looking for the other day to use. No. But I hadn't used it in 12 months, so I may do without, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, really, I'm even thinking I might do a blog post on our website just for people who are maybe thinking about doing this full time, and some suggestions of what to think about before you even start the whole process.
We didn't. We knew nothing.
No, we didn't, and we probably should have, but...
Don't do what we did. We learnt the hard way.
Yeah, and I would definitely highly recommend, if it's something you were thinking of doing and haven't caravan before, hire a caravan, one that you think that you might be interested in purchasing, the type of like layout, and go on a
4 to 6 week trip.
4 to 6 week trip to see if it's actually for you. Because even when your sister, when they went on their trip before, they hadn't been on a trip longer than, just going somewhere, one place for a weekend, and they did their extended 3 weeks, I think it was, but they've decided that lifestyle wouldn't be for them, which is fine, and they will just go on weekends or shorter trips, but longer term it's not something that they would do. But they tested it to see if it is something that they would want to do, and it doesn't suit everyone.
Same, that applies to motorhomes. If you don't know which way you're going to go, if it's a motorhome or a caravan, I would highly recommend go out and hire a motorhome.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it for it because they are expensive to hire motorhomes, but do an extended 3 or 4 day trip. Just keep in mind if you're just in a motorhome, when you get to a camp, be it caravan park, free camping in showgrounds, whatever, and you forget something, you need to go down the shop, you've got to pack everything back up and go in. So you've always got to be mindful with a motorhome, unless you're towing another trailer with a car on the back. And then you might as well be just towing a caravan. But a lot of people do. They have the motorhomes with a little car on the back, and they park up, and then they just use the little car.
So quickly, a couple of things that I've been making with crochet, and again, complete beginner, just starting off. The first beanie that I've made successfully, I had 4 attempts before this one and they failed, but yes, made this one. And then Chris chose this wool when we were in Spotlight the other day, when we were able to move around, and so I made this one and made a little nifty little top on it. Then I got this really nice wool and made a scarf, and I love this stitch. It's a new stitch that I learnt, which is moss stitch, and I just love these colours. And then with the other ball I had, I started a throw blanket, but I have to get more because I ran out.
Definitely work in progress.
But I love the colours in that. And then I finished off the blanket that I had been working on that covers our bed now,
Can't really see it,
which is really hard to show because it is a queen size size. But yeah, I just finished it off with the black border, and I have showed a few photos.
You can pull it around a bit more in front of you if you want.
Oh, this is how you keep warm. So yeah, it is rather large, but that was my very first thing that I've made with crochet. So granny squares are really great to begin with, I believe, and they look good too. And yeah, so that's been my thing, and I've got leftover bits and bobs that I'm just sort of making another one at the moment with whatever I've got left, because I'm running out and we can't go into town, so I'm going to have nothing to do shortly. But anyway, that was my update, and now we'll go on to Chris's cooking.
G'day everyone, welcome to another installment of Cooking with Chris, a la making a mess in the caravan. Today we're going to do another experiment. We're going to do honey meatballs. Take of honey pork and all that. It's just we have a pork meatball, and we're going to batter that, and we're going to make a honey sauce, and we're going to put that on some rice. Okay, before we get on to the batter and that, what I've already done is I've put 2 cups of rice into a pan with 3 cups of water, brought that to a boil, covered it and turned down to a simmer. You want to let that simmer for about 10 to 13 minutes, and at the end of that you'll have some nice plain rice. When it's about 30 minutes, take the lid off, fluff it up with a fork and leave the cover on it, and turn the heat off, and just let that aside, and that'll be what we're going to put the meatballs on later. Alright, we'll get on to making the batter. So what we have here is 7 tablespoons of soda water, cold, 6 tablespoons of corn flour, 4 tablespoons of plain flour, 1/4 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 tablespoon of salt, and we're going to mix all that into a bowl and add the ingredient, add the dries, put the soda water in, just mix it through lightly just so it comes together. You don't want to really batter it hard. So we'll just add our soda water. Okay, so we've got our batter mixed up. Also, just a quick note, it's definitely soda water you use, not sparkling water. So if you want the best, crunchiest batter, soda water, and it's got to be cold, so that's cold. Also, if you want a bit better, you could have put the batter, which I think we will, into the fridge until we're ready to use it. Always better to be cold. I'll stick that in the fridge for a minute. In the meantime, we're going to dip our meatballs into some corn flour. As you can see, I've been here.
Yep.
Don't laugh. Okay, so we've got all our meatballs dusted. Now we're going to, in the batter, very gently into the oil. We'll continue to do that. We're going to cook them all to a light brown. Then we're going to take them out, and we're going to hit them again at a higher temperature after we've done the honey sauce. So okay, so we're just going to do the initial first fry till they're a nice light brown.
Yep. It's hard to tell, I think, but yes.
Yep, take them out. Okay, we've done our first fry off with the meatballs in the batter. They're going to go back into the oil when we're ready to be finished off cooking. In here for the honey sauce, we've got 1/3 of a cup of honey, a teaspoon of light soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of the Chinese mirin seasoning, and we're going to need 2, looking at my notes, 1.5 teaspoons 1.5 teaspoons of glucose. So we're going to add the honey to our pan. Bowl.
Our last available saucepan.
Now we're cooking.
Uh-huh.
Our light soy sauce and our mirin. Now for the hard part. 1.5 tablespoons. Teaspoons. There we go. Right, 1.5 teaspoons of glucose.
Hang on, let me double check the recipe. You are right. Tablespoons.
See,
tablespoons.
I am right sometimes. Tablespoons of glucose, which is a real bugger. Glucose syrup, which is a real bugger to get out because it's really, really thick. And 1.5. That's about half. Or it will be. Put them straight in the sink so they don't get sticky everywhere. Right, so we're going to turn the heat to a medium heat now. So get a stirring stick. we're going to bring that together. Don't be concerned, it's not a lot of sauce, because basically all you wanted to do is stick the outside of the meatballs. You don't want to have heaps of sauce. You can if you want to, you can make it thinner, but this is what I found. It's just, it sticks to the meatball and keeps the crunch of the batter there. If you go too thin, it soaks into the batter and becomes soft. So this is what we're going to do. So we give that a good mix together, so it's all combined. Now we're going to bring that to a simmer for 3 minutes. Then we're going to turn the heat off and cover it and leave off the heat. You don't want it to go cold because it will get too thick. While you're letting it sit there, then you go back to your meatballs and give them the second fry. So we'll bring that up to simmer, then we'll take it from there. Okay, sorry about the exhaust fan noise. So we've done the honey sauce. It's been simmering for 3 minutes. We've taken it off the heat, we've covered it, put our oil back on. You want to bring it up to the high temperature now, and you can basically add, if you've got a large enough pot, which we haven't, you can basically add all your meatballs back to it and fry it off at once. We're going to do it in a couple of batches. What we're going to do then is straight from the oil, drain it off, and then we're going to put it into the pot with the honey sauce and then toss it around so it coats it. So here we go. You never know, we might get it all in. No, that's a bit of a go.
What colour should it be?
You want to cook it till it's a nice golden brown now. Your choice of how far you go, but you definitely want a nice golden brown. Okay, so we finished frying them off for the second time. So about that red. So now we're just going to add them straight to our honey sauce. Toss them through. Then straight onto a plate, which we already, a couple of bowls, we already got some rice in, ready to go. Garnish with a bit of sesame seeds, if you like sesame seeds on top. And you're done. So we've given them a toss around through the honey sauce, so you just want it to coat it like that, and yeah, you can plate up, no problems. Alright. Okay, all done. If we had some what do you call it, spring onions, we would thinly slice spring onions up to dice on it. You can add vegetables to it if you want. We're sort of running low on supply, so we're using what we have. So I've tossed them in the honey sauce and garnished it with a bit of soy sauce, and that's sesame sauce, sorry. Sesame sauce.
Seeds. Nice.
Very good.
Awesome.
How are we going, everyone? It's your favourite, Cooking Time with Chris. I don't think it's Tracy's favourite. I make a mess of the kitchen, so anyway, she gets to eat good stuff. So today we're going to do an old-time classic, another one, a recipe from my mum. It's the old-fashioned burnt butter biscuits. It's very easy to make. There's very few ingredients needed, and we'll go through them now. So basically we're going to have self-raising flour, some sugar, some coconut, and a cup of melted butter. That's basically it. So we're going to start off. We're going to need, I'm just looking at my notes, 250 gram, which is a cup of self-raising flour. Come on, I'm running out of flour. straight in. Now we want 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Yeah, about 3/4. Then we want a cup of coconut. Okay, so we've got all the dry ingredients. Now we're going to do with the wet. So it's 1 egg. And our butter. So we just mix that all together now. Alright, our mixture is done. It's all mixed together. I'm going to place a teaspoonful of the mixture into the pan. Spread them out. They will spread quite a lot, so you don't go overboard. And we'll put them into the air fryer. 170 at 170 degrees until they turn a nice golden brown. Alright, so we've had 2 batches in. The first batch, don't do what I did and overcrowd your pound, because you end up with they all run into each other. So I end up having to break them. Definitely go with a teaspoon only and cook them to about that colour. They will come off soft. Put them on your wire rack, let them dry, then they go hard. So that's where it is. We'll get these out, we'll get the rest in, and we'll come back to you with a taste test once they're all done. Okay, and we're back. It's been a little while. We had to do a bit of a relay. Our tray is only small, so we're doing about 6 a tray at a time, between 10 and 12 minutes per tray. You really just got to keep a look at it. Once they go golden brown, take them out, let the tray cool a little bit, then take them off the tray, put them on a wire rack. They will be soft when they come out, so don't be in a hurry to get them off your tray. Then get a spatula, take them out of the tray, put them on the wire rack and cool. And Tracy for the taste test.
For the taste. Yeah, excited for these ones.
They are crumbly.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Real good.
And that's
nice.
Out of the mixture. All those right there.
I'm
Plus
surprised how many it makes.
So good very with nice. A cuppa.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they'll travel too well when you're moving these. Something to make if you're going to be parked up for a day or so, because they do crumble up. But yeah, I don't expect them to last that long.
That's real nice. But, yeah, very crumbly.
So here's another one for the book. Again, once you finish your mouth, Tracy, tell them where they can see the recipe.
AussieEncounters.com, our website. I will try actually have that up before we put out the video, so it will be there for you. So, yes, go to our website, AussieEncounters.com.
And just look for under the recipes for burnt butter biscuits.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, that's it for another episode of Cooking with Chris. I hope you enjoy. If you try it, let us know how they come out. And as always, like and comment below. Thanks, guys. Bye.